What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my welcome back to another top 10 video. So this one was requested by Zaid, and he asked me what is my top 10 favorite video game characters. So this is a really good one because I actually, when I read the comment, I kind of like looked at it and I was thinking to myself like, that's a good question because I never really thought about that. Like, what is like my favorite video game character? I could give you like my favorite superhero, but what is my favorite video game character? So that's what we're gonna do today, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this list. I would like to, before I start the video, I'll also tell you, ask you guys at the end, what is your top 10 favorite, video game characters, or one of your favorite video game characters? Let me know in the comments, and let's get started. Let's do this. Alright, so my number 10 is 2B from Nier Automata. So, yeah, so besides the fact that, she's a good looking robot, let's get into her character because that's the whole point. So when I first played this game, and this is a recent game that I played, this game really, overall, this game really just took my breath away as far as like the way that it was just done. So story driven, but yet so open, and it just did a great job. And to be her character, I loved how it went from her being this type of character who's just super robotic, very straightforward, to someone who started caring about, you started seeing some emotion in her character. And I always like to see that. I always like to see, a character who's not very emotional become emotional toward the end of a video game or during a video game. And I think it's really, it's not a, super new. We've had this before with other like TV shows and movies and video games before, but nonetheless, still one of my favorite characters as far as video games. And what a sweet ass. Alright, so moving on to my number 9 is Doom Guy. I'll be honest, Doom Guy is not really super character depth type of guy, but why I like him is because I like the fact that while I was playing this game, he just doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. He just, whatever he wants, just shooting demons and killing and saving the world type of thing. Like, nothing else matters. So, and I love how brutal this guy is. Like, I've played the game on my channel, and he just ripped and teared, and that was like the theme of the game, was just ripping and tearing, and he really shows that. There's this one part where he just rips this guy's jaw off and this spins this guy's head around. Like, he just is so brutal in this game, and that's why he is and has become one of my favorite video game characters since I played this game. Coming up at my number 8 is a character I'm surprised I actually didn't put higher on this list, just because this was the very first character who introduced me to someone, to something other than just, superhero video games. This was like the first character in a video game that I loved just because I played a new genre of video games. Assassin's Creed is one of those games where it has its ups and downs, but it does have characters that you generally can relate to, and a lot of people can't relate to Altair. But in a way, I can, because I really like the fact that one of my favorite moments in that game, the very first game, and even in Revelations, was in the first game he just took his horse, one man army, and just started fighting all like 2 to 3 armies. He just fought them all to save the Holy Land, and that is like way beyond the definition of hero, man. Like that is just like crazy. Like for him to go and just almost damn near die because he is trying to save everyone is just it blows my mind, and and honestly, I'm glad that I started playing different genres of video games because of playing Assassin's Creed, and not just Altair in general, but just the fact that playing that game just really changed the way I thought about things, and just it opened my mind, and I really appreciate that about that character. And he had a great beginning to middle to end, and I really appreciate Ubisoft for making him a great character and creating a series that we've come to know and love over the years. And Altair, man, you are the best assassin in my opinion, and no one else can change my mind. So here's a character that I personally started liking after Human Revolution, and that would be number 7, Adam Jensen. Right now, we're actually playing the Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which I should be playing like every Mondays, or Injustice 2. It's gonna be one of those two games. But Adam Jensen is, he's this guy who, he's just a security guy. If I remember from Human Revolution, uh, he his whole building just gets flooded with these crazy augmented people, and he's trying to like fight through and just take them all out. But then he gets injured, and then he has to become the thing that he never thought he would be, which is this this metal person. Like he's every part of him, his eyes, his arms, his legs, he's fully become augmented, and he learns to use these new abilities to take down the people who in the Human Revolution game that terrorize them. So in the second game, Mankind Divided, we see, which I know it's not the second game. I know that there is an original game out there. I think it was on the PC, but I don't know if it was Adam Jensen as the main character. But I really like Adam Jensen. He's like this, this cop who, like, this cold cop. I love how he there's even moments where we get to investigate things, and this game is really cool, and it really made me feel, like a powerful, like, walk-in tank machine. And I loved all the abilities, like turning invisible, being able to just like armor up. Like it just really he's a great character. I really like him. And I also recommend maybe checking out a few of the videos I'm making about him. So yeah. Alright, so coming in at my number 6 is Corvo Attono from Dishonored. I am playing the second game still. We are making progress. Obviously, I'll be continuing this game on Saturdays. Hopefully, I can stick to that schedule, obviously. But Corvo Attono, I'm just going to talk about the first game, because obviously we're playing the second game, so I don't want to, talk about it too much. So let's just talk about the first game. The first game, Corvo comes back home, and basically his wife, the Empress, dies, and he's blamed for it, and they take his daughter Emily away, and he finds out that that there were people in his like in his ranks that tricked him, and they basically betrayed him. So that obviously the name for the game, Dishonored. So he goes on this it's been a while since I played the game, so I'm trying to remember. He goes on this revenge to find Emily and to take out anybody who killed the Empress and took Emily. So that's basically the whole like part of the game. But I really liked how at the end of the game, spoilers obviously, we find out that Emily is his daughter and all that, and we find out that we find out, like, as the game progresses, all these secrets within, with Corvo and Emily and the Empress, and we figure out all the dirty and nasty, like, corruption that happened that started this. There's even a DLC which shows, like, this one guy, which I think you get to kill, who is the one who murdered the Empress. So Corvo, I like his character because Corvo, his powers, man. He gets these powers where he can just teleport, and he just it's a stealth game. You got the option to kill people or just knock them out. I usually just knock them out. Not really much of the stab, kill him type of guy. But Corvo, I really like as a character, especially in the second game. I think it really shows, even though depending on who you choose at the beginning of the game, Emily or Corvo, if you choose Corvo, you get, he talks a little bit more than he did in the first game. So I really like that and appreciate that. Alright, so coming up at my number 5 is Death from Darksiders. Now, I'll be honest. As far as gameplay-wise, Darksiders 2 was okay. I wasn't a big fan of the RPG system and, some of the mechanics that were changed from the first game. Because with the first game, with War, I liked how he was just a big tank with a huge sword, just like, destroying demons and stuff, and angels alike. But with Death, the reason why I like him more as a character is because he reminds me of me. He reminds me that I will do whatever it takes to save my brother. And, that is what I love about his character, is that he is this older brother with, these other three horsemen. He, of course, tries his best to, basically he just reminds me of me, dealing with family and stuff like that. So his character I like, but also what I like more about him is I like that, he's Death, he's the Reaper, and I feel like they could have done a better job with him, like, ripping and tearing, like, demons and angels apart, but, I don't know, it still was pretty cool to play as him, and hopefully we get, after the third one, because I haven't even talked about the third game, Fury, man, that's gonna be lit, man. We are so playing that game when it comes out. Alright, so coming up at my number 4, I guess he's on here, is Master Chief. So yeah, Master Chief. Halo was actually, let's talk about the Halo franchise a little bit. Halo was the first game that well, not the first game, it was actually the second game that I played along with Assassin's Creed. I actually bought Assassin's Creed 1 and Halo 3 on the same day. Halo 3 was the start for me, and then it went to, I think, Halo 4, and then back to Halo 1 and Halo 2. So I think I also played Halo Reach. I basically played all the Halo games. And then ODST, all of them. But Master Chief, as far as his character, again, he's a soldier. He is a soldier, and I like that he's got this big suit with the shields, and there's also some backstory with him, but I don't actually know too much about it as far as when he was taken and he was made to be the soldier because of Halsey, that bitch. But yeah, Master Chief, hopefully, with his character. I also loved how in Halo 4. Now, Halo 4, I'm glad that people are starting not to hate so much, because honestly, the one thing that I can say about the game is it at least had a great story, okay? You can't deny, as a Halo fan, that at least Halo 4 had a good story. You could sit there and you could tell me about how much you hated the gameplay itself. I'll agree with you. But as far as the story, I love the story. I love the whole Cortana thing. I actually would have put Cortana on this list, but then that would be cheating. So Master Chief, I loved the dynamic between those two. I loved how he, especially in Halo 4, the idea of who's the man and machine type of idea. If you played the game, obviously you know what I'm talking about. And he acts a lot like a machine, and at the end of that game he realizes that he is just a man, and in Halo 5 we get to see that a little bit, that he's more human than he usually was in the first couple games. Even though in the first game I feel like he was a lot more talkative, and I like it when Master Chief is talkative. My brother actually hates it when he talks, but I don't know why. But because he's got an amazing voice actor, obviously. But Master Chief is, a great soldier. I like the guy. And I'm excited for Halo 6. So coming up at my number 3 is Nathan Drake. Man, this guy can survive anything, apparently, okay? Exploding buildings on fire, freaking cars that should have hit him, flying into shit that he should be dead from. This guy can survive everything, apparently, okay? This guy is just, this guy is, untouchable. God is on his side, okay? But, Nathan Drake, the first Uncharted game I played was Uncharted 3. And, I liked it. I surprisingly liked it, and that made me want to get Uncharted 1 and 2. And when I played those games, I was like, wow, these are amazing. And then when I got the announcement that they were going to have Uncharted 4, I was totally on board that hype train, and I just was so excited for the end of this, of this story for him. And I will say, a lot of people say that they thought it was a little, it was okay, but I think it was great. I think it was a great ending. I have not played Lost Legacy yet. I don't know if I will, honestly, but Uncharted 4, and all the Uncharted games, Nathan Drake in general, I loved him. He was funny, he was quippy, he survives everything that should kill him. I love the gameplay. Like I said, he is just a funny and just amazing character. Kind of reminds me of some people that I know. I just really like his character, and yeah, he is my top. He's at the top 3, man. Great character. Yeah, I know that some of you guys right now are probably ripping your hair out, thinking to yourself what? He's number 2, not number 1? And I will explain that at the end. I will explain why at the end, why Joel from The Last of Us is not at my top number one. Okay, so again, Joel is a great character. He is like probably one of the most humane characters ever, man. Like he just went through hell. Like this guy, just wow. Not just him, but this game in general was amazing. The story was amazing. I'm just so surprised that this became like my one of my favorite games of all time, man. Like, and honestly, it's kind of hard judging between number 2 and number 1. These guys are either even or one is a little bit better than the other. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that one, but Joel. The thing with Joel is, I loved the way the story played out for him. Because at the beginning of the game, spoilers obviously, we see that he loses his daughter at literally the first 20-30 minutes of the game. And, you know, and then when it got to the end where it went full circle, you know, with Ellie, and it just was awesome. It was awesome. And, you know, this character change and development where, you know, he goes with that when he's, you know, when we see Ellie and him just, you know, on this journey to get to where they gotta go, you know, we see that how Joel starts opening up to her. We see how the dynamic between these two characters changes over the course of the game. It just did a great job. And again, Troy Baker, man, wow, great job. Like, he was able to just make this character feel so real. And it's considered one of the best video games of all time. And honestly, I am one of those people. It is probably one of the best video games of all time, and it just did such a great job with these characters and everything. You know, not just Joel, but, you know, Ellie, you know, Sarah, you know, all those characters, just did a great job. But Joel, man, like, I loved the way that they played his character out, and I know some of you wish that he was higher on this list and say he deserves to, but we'll see at number 1. So my number 1, yes, is surprisingly Sebastian Castellanos. As you know, we're playing The Evil Within 2 right now. And the thing is that with The Last of Us, he loses his daughter. He does go through hell. Yes, he does have great character moments. Yes. But the reason why, and this is why. The reason is because The Evil Within 2 really makes his character better. The first game, I loved his character, and obviously if it wasn't for the second game, he would be pushed farther down this list, but he'd still be on the list, obviously. But because of the second game, because of the first game, because I played both of those games, you know, and the idea of the fact that he went from hell and back to hell just for his daughter, and you know, and then it gets to the end, you know, tear-jerking moments, like, this game, just, wow, like, I forgot to mention in the second, you know, with Joel, is, yes, I did tear up at the end, you know, I did tear up with this game too, especially at the end, because the way it just ended and the way it came to a close, it just really, I felt the power of that. And, you know, Sebastian, you know, again, it's a horror game, you know, I mean, I do like horror games, but obviously it's not my favorite genre, but it because of this game, it has become one of my favorite genres, and he is my number 1 favorite character now. And I know it's surprising to a lot of you that he is my number 1 favorite video game character. And honestly, playing this game now for you guys and enjoying it and, you know, seeing how you guys are enjoying it. I really love this character, and I love the way that they did this whole game in general, and I cannot wait to review this game. Like, you guys are gonna love it, trust me. It's gonna be a great review. Honestly, because of, you know, the version 1.02, it's gonna have a very, very high score. So anyway, guys, again, let me know what your guys' top 10 favorite video game characters are, or just your favorite in general. And until then, guys, I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.